everybody, how are you? Thank you for joining me and welcome if you're new. I've got a couple of drill bits to show you today. By now you'll have seen in the thumbnail what I'm going to do with them. But basically, these are the MelodySusie. Do you know, they're even longer than I thought they were going to be. They are absolutely brilliant. So these are the tungsten carbide bits. And they're the very long ones. So they've sent me two to show you today. So they all come in these. Actually, I don't know if you've seen on Instagram or TikTok. On the MelodySusie on there, have a look, because there's loads of fabulous little snippets of information of what to do with all the products. But there was a right good suggestion of using glue to stick up a load of these together. And they made a little stand for brushes. Put the brushes in. I thought, oh, right, good idea. Now, these, look, I'll show you the side of the normal. Ooh, I think all my bits are MelodySusie. I love them. So that is a... Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? So I've got a coarse and a fine. Yeah, I don't actually say coarse or fine on this, but you know by the colours anyway, you'll know what you've ordered. So this one, does it tell you on this bit of packaging? No. This one with the red is the fine. And that's the coarse. Actually, these are quite heavy, you know. Oh, it's on the end, look. Ta-da! So that's a good, I like that. I like that it's on the end. Coarse and fine, and that's your little dust card. Right, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to use these. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do a colour block nail, and I'm going to attempt to use one of these to cut the smile lines in, or the angles in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on this tip. Don't do it if you're near your natural nail, only if you've got an extension on your nail already, some sort of protection for your nail bed. I won't go anywhere near natural nail bed with these, but you do go down far when you're taking your product off. You go so far down, so that's just as far as I'm going to go with it. So that's that. So I've already popped a fingernail off this while I've been messing about digging in my drawers. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to show you removal and how super quick it's going to be with one of these. So let's start with this. I'll get my gloves on, and in the colour block I'm going to do pink and white and then use the clear for this. This is the all-in-one, so you can use monomer with it, or you can do it as a dip powder. So I'm going to use monomer today for a change, so forgive me if I don't look like the world's expert on placing acrylic. So every time you have a gap from it, you have to faff about until you learn again, but I'm going to get straight on with it anyway. So I'm going to go voiceover because I'll be having the fan on and all sorts of things. So I'm just starting with the nail bed on this. Like I said, just forgive me if my application looks a bit naff. But the main thing that we're looking at here today is these drill bits and what you can do with them. So I decided to do this design to show you cutting in with them how sharp they actually are. So, like I said, don't do this design unless you're doing it onto a tip. Don't do it onto your natural nail. And whatever you do, don't go on your skin, near your skin, or try to do around your sidewalls or cuticles, because they're just too good. They do what they're meant to do. They're meant to take down the product. So you're either removing product, hard product like acrylic, hard gels, or you're shaping. So I would use the coarse or extra coarse for taking them down when you want to fully remove them and get off as much as you can. But just look here, this is cutting into that acrylic so easily. And then around the nail bed I've swapped to this. This is another MelodySusie bit. This is a ceramic and I love it. I love using this one on my own nails because it's got the safety rounded top on it, It's a fine one, and it's just lovely up against taking the cuticle area down. So I've cut into that pink, and I'll show you a little bit more when I cut into this glitter one as well. So I've cut that straight line across. Be very, very careful you're not going up towards. If you fancy doing it, do your pink to end past your skin, if that makes sense. So you're not going anywhere near. But it's brilliant for recutting in. So I'm just using the clear acrylic just to pick up this bit of glitter. And I decided it wasn't quite deep enough, I wanted it a bit deeper, so I've just gone in with a little bit more. And I've sped this up because, like I said, this is not the main part of the video today really. It's to show you how these bits work. So once I've done my acrylic, I tap it with the end of my brush, make sure I can hear that ching ching sound with the brush, so I know it's dry. And then I love doing this and showing it revealing. And even better, when I put the white on the end, I'm going to plaster that white all over, so you can see it don't matter. Don't matter where you get it, so long as you cut them lines in straight. And when you've had a lot more practice, obviously this is the first time I'm using these drill bits, so anything that you get you need to practice. And if you're new to e-filing, if you're just buying yourself an e-file for the first time, get the smaller bits. Don't go straight to one of these. You really do need to practice with holding, supporting your finger. I'm not a qualified tech, but I've been practicing for years with my e-file, so I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, even I would have got very nervous about using one of these. Can you see the end of my glove? I caught it. Now if that were your skin, that wouldn't be very good, would it? So I'm just holding this metal file against it just to make sure it's straight. So you can do it a little bit more like that if you want, but when you see that line of dust, it shows you that you're straight. It's easier to see it that way. That's that. Brush that off, and then I'll go in with the white. Now these bits are multi-rotational, so you can have them, well, double rotational I suppose, clockwise or anti-clockwise, which means you can have your forward and reverse on your e-file, and you can do it left-handed or right-handed, so it really doesn't matter. But look, I'm going to get this white, stick it all over, doesn't really matter, we're going to have fun cleaning it off. This is a lovely bright white as well, I like it. A little bit more at the end, so that I've got more to play with and I've got more I can show you with the file. And now I'll spread it up and over. There we go. Let's make it look right mucky. Now I go in with my long metal file. This is a 100 grit file, just to straighten that end. Now when you're well practiced with these bits, I do see people cutting these edges smooth with it. But I still like this, it's kind of what I know. You get a feel for different things. So I'll bring it up and over. And then watch this. Whee! Oh, I love that. I love that reveal. And look how long it is. If you do super long nails, these are brilliant. And it's so smooth, it's like going through butter. And this is just the fine one that I'm using for shaping. So the coarse one I would use for taking product down, but I'm only wanting to be taking the surface off, so I'm using the fine one. They come in 4 as well, that you've got fine, medium, coarse, or one stronger than mine that I use an extra coarse as well. So, oh, it's pretty. I love the length of it for taking it straight across like that. Yeah. So you can neaten up a little bit like that. So, if you've got used to your e-file and you do long nails, certainly give these a try. They're brilliant. They're smooth, they're resistant to heating up. You don't have to have it on, I think I had it on about 18. But try any of the other MelodySusie bits. Like I say, when I'm doing my own nails, I like the ceramic one if I was doing long extensions. And I am going to move on to showing you removing one of the nails from the set that I've got on today, so you can see me using that. So I'm not touching the skin. This is just obviously a silicone hand, but she'd be in a right mess if I got the end of that on there. That's it. And then once I've done all this, I'll go in with the normal file again just to buff it smooth. Oh, I'm taking a bit more off there first. Clean it up underneath. I'm pretty sure I'll come back with my hand file. There it is. Oh dear. You forget which bits you've left in and which you haven't when you're editing. So it'll be 180 or a 240 for smoothing it over and going around that cuticle. And then buff it smooth. Oh, and top coat. Yay! So that's that one. All cut in that smile line. So if you've got regrowth and it had come down and you wanted to build up again at the back and put your smile line back in, you could use that to cut round. So as long as you've got something under there and you're not near your natural nail. Yeah, I like that. Isn't that pretty? Right, what I'm going to do now is take some of these off. So these are in dip powder. In fact, that's the chunkiest one. I might have done my thumb. They're in dip powder. So what I'm going to do is, because they're as strong as acrylic really, I'm going to start with the coarse, then move on to the fine, and then move on to my safety bit when I get nearer. So fan back on and back to voiceover. The only fan I've got is this one, which is the, well, it's just off Amazon to be honest, but it's better than nothing. So this is the way I always do it. I start across that middle, but I go down in a diagonal. It's just what feels most comfortable to me. And then with this long bit, I thought I'll try straight across like that, and that looks great. Now, I look like I'm getting near my cuticle, but I'm not. I'm being very, very careful. Think before you move that e-file. If you could get classes to go to e-file, that's great. If not, get yourself a practice hand before you do e-file on yourself. And absolutely, definitely not on somebody else. Even now, I do some removal on my daughter, but I don't take it down as far as I do when I'm doing my own nails. And I do her cuticle prep with an e-file. But I don't get much chance to practice on human beings apart from myself, and I can't do mine very often because I like to type with no nails, and I have to do quite a lot of typing sometimes, so I don't always have my nails done, but I do love doing them once I do them. Now I'm just showing you how thick it is there, so I've taken all that bulk down, and then I can start to see some sort of shading come through, because these were full cover nail tips that I put on, and then I put the dip on top. So there is a video coming out, I'll show you how I did them. But I've just taken it down that far, and now I've moved back onto my ceramic. So if you do get yourself the long ones, get yourself the ones that go close to your cuticle, like a safety bit. Sanding bands are really good, or diamond bits. So I won't go on your natural nail with anything more than a sanding band or a diamond. There we go, and then just round the edge. So this would be what I would be doing to prep them to put another set on. So just make sure there's no cuticle down there. I've not taken that down absolutely down to my own nail, because if you can avoid doing that for a lot of the times that you're changing your nails, if you're changing them a lot, you don't want to strip them off every time, because even soaking them in acetone, I think it takes a lot of moisture out of your nails, so I don't like to do that either. So if you like discount codes, I have got a discount code which I'll put into the description box below. It's a 12% discount code. I think it's Susan12, but it'll be down there anyway. But I think this is coming out Easter weekend, so you all have a lovely Easter. And have a look now, because there's probably Easter sale on MelodySusie. So save some pennies. So I've got to get cracking with the rest of these. I've cut them down now. I was going to just repaint them, but I'll do a new set. So that's it. That's as low as I want to go on that. I can put some new nails on now and then get the rest of these off. Thank you very much, MelodySusie, for sending me these. They're fabulous. Made it really, really quick. Love you loads. Don't forget to subscribe and like, everybody, if you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you again soon. Love you.